Hi everyone, it's Alexis with Project Management Made Simple. In this video, I'm going to answer the question, what is the triple constraint? So when I think of the triple constraint, I like to highlight it using a scenario. Let's take, for instance, a project where you're building out a home and you have a builder who wants to build out a home with 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. They want it to be immaculate. They want to have marble flooring. They want to have all the fixings, right? Very expensive, but they want to pay $100,000 for this home, and they want this home to be finished within 5 weeks. Now, if you are an experienced project manager, even if you're not experienced, you're someone who watches maybe HGTV a lot, then you know that this is an unrealistic project that we have set up here, right? To think about having all of these amazing features and things within the home only for $100,000, and then within 5 weeks, most likely it's not going to be doable, or if it is done, it's going to be probably a pretty bad job. It's not going to be the best that it could be if you could have a longer timeline and if you have a bigger budget. And so when we're talking about the triple constraint, we are talking about the scope, which is going to be your requirements, all the work that has to be done to achieve whatever the project objective is. We have our schedule, which speaks to the time that's going to take to achieve that objective. And finally, our budget, how much it's going to cost. And so in the scenario that I just gave you all, you can tell that we have this large scope here, but we have a budget that is not aligned to that. And we have a timeline that's not aligned to that. So then the next question becomes, to the builder, to the client, to the customer, whomever who is setting those requirements, what is going to be your trade-off? If you want to have a home that is as immaculate as this, you are going to have to pay for that. And that may be, 5 times what you're telling me that you want to pay. And you're also going to have to be flexible in your schedule. 5 weeks, and you want to have things imported from out of the country. We need to sign contracts to have contractors actually building things out, all that kind of stuff. It takes time. So in that case, your client may come back to you and say, hey, actually, it's more important for me to get this done in 5 weeks. So whatever home you can give me in 5 weeks, let's just do that. Now, is that realistic? Probably not. What most likely will happen is that client may dial back on some of depending on how important the scope is for them, dial back on some of the requested features. They may be willing to bump up the budget a little bit and be willing to extend the timeline to really get what they want. So as a project manager, your role here is to balance each of these constraints with one another. They're really tied to one another. And the other one that I will highlight here, I know when I say triple constraint, obviously that implies 3, but the other kind of cliff note, or what do I want to call it? The other asterisk I will add onto this is considering your quality. And I touched on this a little bit here, but if we have a home that we're building out, and let's say, for instance, it does meet all of the client's expectations in terms of all of the required features. They get the 5 bedrooms, they get the 3 bathrooms, they get it within the budget that they're okay with and within the timeline. If it's made of terrible quality, if it's very cheap marble, if the fixtures are, just not built to last, then really you have a project that's not going to be successful. And really all of these factors go back to establishing a set of expectations, understanding what your client's expectations are, so that ultimately you can deliver them a project that they're going to be happy with. So that was an explanation of the triple constraint. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those below, and I will talk to you all in my next video.